Hello everyone, I'm Betty and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, I am a cosmic educator and facilitator of higher consciousness, so welcome. Currently, we are in the midst of a solar window that will extend till the end of August. I'm sure you've all been feeling it. It's been pretty intense. But within these next levels of light, we're digging deeper into our soul's lineage, which isn't really going to feel good for a lot of us. This solar wave of plasma is enabling us to not only let go of our baggage from this lifetime, but is also helping us clear all our ancestral traumas and distortions from all of our earthly incarnations. And as a bonus, this includes our galactic incarnations and lineages as well. This has never been done before throughout the multiverses, so all eyes are on us at the time, and they're observing how this planetary shift unfolds and how we're handling it. Some of us are doing better than others, but we're all doing our best. But with each solar pulse that we receive, it is an encoded conversation of light. We are communicating together. And this divine intelligence is speaking directly to our DNA in the form of mathematical light. And once we receive it, it then recalibrates our physical symptoms. This divine activation is touching and upgrading everything on earth. This includes, all kingdoms, not only humanity, but all the kingdoms, the animal, the mineral, the plant, the oceans. Everything is being upgraded with this light. So not only will you see reactions from people around you, but your animals may also be acting out on certain days too. I've certainly noticed that. When I'm feeling it, the animals are feeling it too, and so they get a little bonkers, with the zoomies, because they're taking it all in, and they're actually loving it. So you'll notice these things, and we all agreed to come to Earth at this time to take advantage of this opportunity to clear as much as possible. And in wiping our slate clean, it enables us to return to our wholeness. It is a lot for any soul to take on. Clearing one lifetime is a grand accomplishment. Clearing all of our incarnations, ancestral and galactic, is nothing short of miraculous. And that's why the whole universe and the solar system is watching us. How is humanity going to handle this? And we know at this point we're going to be fine. But a decade ago, it was kind of touch and go. We weren't sure if it was actually, we were going to be able to do it. So it's no wonder why we're all feeling this immense pressure with all that is being brought up and revealed. One day you may feel exhausted, and the next day you have sparks of inspiration and are ready to be creative and dive right into everything that you wanted to. And this is just the body's way of adjusting to these new solar energies, where we're balancing them out. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Confusion, lack of interest, feeling overwhelmed are also part of this plasmic recalibration process. Within the solar window of this transition, you will definitely hit points where you experience highly charged emotions. This solar window is reaching deep into our souls and drawing out any and all repressed traumas and wounds that we've carried from incarnation to incarnation. each wound or trauma you experienced added to the weight of your burdens, and they're kind of showing me like they were piggybacking. So one was on top of another, and it just kept expanding and expanding. And this is one of the reasons why Earth feels so heavy and dense to us, because we've had this whole weight of all these incarnations upon us, and you can feel it in the collective. So as the wounds come up, you may find yourself sobbing for no reason at all, or feeling as if your heart is breaking in two out of nowhere, almost like you've experienced a death of a loved one. And the council would like you to know that this is the death of your old identity. It is collapsing. They're giving me the example of the last Harry Potter movie, which I'm sure most of you have seen, where Harry is killed by Voldemort. And Harry ends up in heaven looking at a part of him that has just died on the floor. And this was a part of him that no longer served a purpose. And the same is true for us. We're letting go of that old identity that no longer serves us. And in the process, we're freeing ourselves from that third dimensional suffering. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So when you encounter these spontaneous emotions, just stop and check in with yourself and ask, are these emotions that are coming up without cause? If nothing currently is going on in your life, then you know that these emotions are coming from a different dimension, space, or time. And once you recognize it's a grand opportunity for you to release the old stories and the old identity of who you thought you were. Even if you don't know what they are or where they came from, it doesn't matter. Yes, and at times you will be given images, a time frame, or names relating to a particular incarnation to help you understand. I remember one time I was in the bathtub, and all of a sudden Yeshua just brought this past life in front of me where I was a Native American, and there was a point to it because I had killed people, because they had come on our land, and it was kind of like I had to release that because that had been following me. So just out of the blue, like I said, he showed me this. So sometimes you will get these understandings, these impressions and images of, oh, that's what happened and that's what needs to release. And if you don't, that's okay. It doesn't matter. The biggest part is to remember is to let go of whatever comes up, no matter if you know what it is or not, because that's freeing you from these stuck energies. And when you do, it results in a refined state of peace and elevation of your consciousness. So as we pass through this solar window, you will find that your perception shifts within it. So as you embody more joy and bliss, you tend to forget and you wonder why you were upset in the first place. It just is like it's gone, like it never existed. So you'll find that to happen quite often. The external world begins to also feel meaningless or trivial to you. What once captured your attention or felt important no longer holds your interest. That's because the old version of you is fading. You have outgrown lower conscious thinking, so therefore it just doesn't hold your attention anymore. And you lose the part of you that felt worry, guilt, and fear that you thought was necessary, that was part of life, and you lose that and you start to realize, well, no, that's not a part of the new world, the new octave. You perhaps might have felt the need to fit in by seeking approval from others. Or maybe you chose to hide yourself, not wanting to reveal who you really are out of fear of being ridiculed, knowing that others would be judgmental and not understand. So you might have stayed silent or played small, becoming invisible, because it was just simply easier. You also suddenly no longer feel the need to explain yourself or be validated by external sources. You also may find that you're finished with the conflict and the drama, and I think we are all over that. We see so much going on in the world, and it's over. It doesn't hold any meaning anymore because we've learned that lesson. So once you've completed that lesson, you seek to move away from these lower densities of hate and war and fear. We are collapsing these old identity patterns, and they are being dissolved. And all the fragmented parts of you are being remembered and returned back into your field. It's almost like as if you're a magnet and you're drawing the missing parts, the fragments that were gone from you. You're drawing that back into you, back into wholeness. We are witnessing the truth behind the illusion, and this is the state of neutrality or 0 point. And this does not come from an ego state of mind that says, well, I'm better than you because I don't recognize that. It simply means that you no longer hold any attachment to anything. You just come from that neutral point, that 0 point. Detachment indicates that you have successfully transmuted your lower belief systems. So if you see any of these or witness any of these things happening in your life, that is you transmuting these old beliefs. So give yourself a hand for that. Yes, this is where we begin to shift from external beliefs that we were brought up to believe to internal authority. So you look within yourself for the answers rather than externally. And they're making me laugh because they're bringing up Chat GPT, which I'm sure most of you use in one way, shape, or form. But they're saying to be careful about letting yourself dive too deeply into that, because then you start relying on ChatGPT rather than your own authority and your own intuition. And I think we've all done that. It's just that they just don't want, I know they're bringing up a friend of mine where it's basically her best friend, so that's what they want you to avoid. If you need it for certain help for your work or something, that's great, but don't rely on it for all your information. And on the other hand, it's not always correct. So you have to be careful and discern, just like anything else. Over the course of the next 2 months, it will feel like we're being buried under a massive pile of information. Every day, more secrets will be unraveled and revealed, layer after layer of deceptions from all walks of life, and corporations and governments will be showing up. We've been having quite a bit, but it's even going to be, they're showing me more and more over the coming months, especially through the next 2 months. And again, they're reminding everyone to process what you learn with discernment and detachment. So whatever you take in, just give yourself that moment and feel into it before Okay, so you know, they're saying so you know without a doubt, because you will get the impression of, oh, that's correct, and no, that is not my truth. So you'll know how to do it. But you're using your wisdom to know also what is your direct responsibility. So some of the things that come up you may feel terrible about, but it was not your responsibility. You may feel bad about it, but like, how did I not know this, or I should have done something. You wouldn't have had that ability, until this stuff comes up. So don't take that in and feel guilty for it. Just discern it and then do what you choose to do with it, whether it's through a vote, a petition, whatever you feel motivated to do. Yes, thank you. The council is reminding me, just by you acknowledging and releasing whatever is coming up, that's helping the globe, that's helping the whole world to release it when you don't hang on to it. So do your best to stay neutral, as we go through these passageways. We will also, which I've talked about before, you will know Earth's true history as it will become available to us. A lot of information is going to come up about our family in the universe, inner Earth families, galactic families, underwater bases, mountainous bases, and portals. This is all going to come up. They are breadcrumbing us now for us to kind of adjust and get used to this. And so it won't be so shocking for a lot of people. And it's like, oh, okay, I kind of understand that. Excuse me one second. Oh, okay. I'm wondering what's wrong with my throat, and they're pointing to it and they're going, the truth is being spoken finally. We're no longer being cut off and suppressed and, don't worry about it, you don't need to know type of thing. Things are coming up. So we're all finding our voice through this. Okay. I did see the movie Disclosure Day, which we had spoken about back in January. For light workers, the information that was presented is common knowledge. I was surprised what was left out, though. It was more of an introduction to the general public. I was actually surprised in the beginning of the film that I actually felt an activation. It was an invitation for those watching the movie to remember we are all one family, which I thought was brilliant. And when I asked, I received, our galactic family has encoded this activation within the film. So, I wasn't expecting that. I also noticed that there were parts in the movie where the audience became dead quiet and you could hear a pin drop in the auditorium. And this was a collective silence. It was, everybody was not only tuned into what was happening within the movie, but also with everyone in the theater. And that happened several times. And that kind of was, wow, look at that, and that's part of that unity consciousness. And so by the end of the movie, I felt myself welling up inside, knowing that humanity has reached the 10-yard line towards disclosure. We're so close. And I mean, it's still, we're looking at a year to two before contact, but we're right there. We're right there, and we've been waiting for this a very long time. And what the councils had shared with me was at the appropriate time, there would be a global broadcast introducing themselves to the planet. This way, no one would doubt their presence, and it could not be corrupted by governments or any other factions that would want to. The movie also showed this, which I kind of went, wow, that's a validation there. It showed it in a different way. And Mr. Spielberg knows, and I think he knows a lot more than I believe he's able to share at this point. I also feel like he's in touch with different agencies that have asked him, okay, now's the time. Now's the time you can start putting this stuff out, because he's known for a very long time, and it's just the appropriate time now to come forward with that. In his past movies, he injected more humor, which I kind of missed, but perhaps he wanted people to take this more seriously and not in a humorous way. Although I always loved how he injected that into Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones and all those. So, overall, it's a beginning. It's a start. I'd be curious if anybody's already seen it. Please leave a comment. I'd like to know if you felt that activation too when you were watching it. I want to say it's within the first 20 minutes to a half an hour of the film. So yeah, if you have, just leave a comment and let me know. I'd be curious. All right, instead of our usual light language activation this month, we'd like to offer you a modality called the Crystalline Solar Violet Fire Clearing. Some of you that have been with me for a while are aware of this, but they really wanted me to bring this forward for people to grasp this modality, but also use it on a daily basis, because it helps clear old attachments, cords, debris, and any stuck energies that might be going on. So, oh yeah, thank you. So it's like there are people that are not doing well and are feeling very angry, anxious at this time. And if you're working with them or a family member, you're picking that energy up. So this is part of that reason to help you clear that. So even if you are near these people, you can clear yourself of this, and it just gets dissolved into the light. Yeah, because all we have surfacing, not only from ourselves, but the collective, it is an essential light skill to master. So I always do it in the morning, and if I need to at night, if I've been, healing or clearing anybody, I do it again before I go to bed. I never leave any dirt on me, so to speak. I want to be nice and clear and clean, because then I have a clear communication with everyone. All right, so let us begin. You can make yourself comfortable and just close your eyes and relax, and just make sure you're sitting up straight. Okay. See and feel the crystalline solar violet fire vortex beneath you. See it start to spin to your right. Allow it to spin at any speed that you are comfortable with. Now slowly raise your vortex upwards, keeping it to the right. Now begin to raise it to your waist. See it washing all of your organs, flowing through you and around you. See all the beautiful colors weaving in and out as this fire goes through and around. See the gold, the violet, and the crystalline diamond shining. Now begin to move it up to your chest area, allowing the violet fire to purify your heart. Now continue to raise it up to your throat and your head, raising it above your crown area, the top of your head. Now see your entire body being cleansed and soothed by this crystalline, golden, violet fire. See and feel any and all debris lifting from your cell, your molecules, your chakras, and your subtle fields. See all the debris as ash. See it flowing upwards towards your crown. And being lifted up and out of your crown, dissolving into the light. See all the ash just flowing out through the top of your head. And when you have seen the last of the ash released, just exhale and remain in peace. Now once again, see and feel this crystalline solar violet fire beneath you. Ask that all negative distortions within your body, your mind, your emotions, and all your feels be cleansed, cleared, corrected, transformed, and transmuted. Again, seeing it all floating upwards to the top of your crown and out. Seeing the light dissolve it all. No longer a part of you. Now ask that your feels, your body, your mind, and your emotions are now balanced and aligned with your soul. Bathe in this magnificent light. See the last of the debris floating up and out into the vortex and into the light. Da ashu iti a areninia usu iste I a na area aku pa antu su ipiashtu na haraniana diarinata ay harania su yalaharen tu su iti eturmanaya atu sui iti ane aku su iti aatea sa ana mu aate ika ashtu te nae yanana Yanata suuriata sa itia pia uriana tia tia lahaku kiesutia sia atia ni arenia tatuiste dia antuyema anushi shaneaki karatea suinia fiareta su biane ne waharea laka suya naya kuya piasha. Now feel your body filled with lightness and let it expand out through your feels. You are expanded. Clear, uplifted. Joyful, blissful, feeling the divine love flow within you and around you. Now remain within this feeling as long as you like, and when you are ready, you may open your eyes. So by taking a few minutes each day to repeat this, it will assist you in releasing any distortions that you may feel coming up within the next few months and beyond. And you can come back to this at any time. Okay. All right. That's it for this month. Thank you so much for watching. And have a blessed and enlightened month. Take care.